Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, make sure to hit subscribe so that you never miss any valuable coaching content so that you can learn how to coach your way to freedom. My name is Bonnie. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. And today we're going to dive into a little bit more of my personal story because I really want to show you how life coaching can transform your life like it did for me. So a lot of the time I get asked, how did I get into coaching in the first place? When I got into it, it wasn't as popular as it was today. It was definitely, on the rise of becoming more popular. So let's start at the beginning. Basically, I had always had a passion for traveling. I left for the first time at 17 for 3 months to Australia. And that just basically sparked this huge, love of travel. I knew I always wanted to be able to have this travel in my life. I just didn't know that it was so possible. I went to university. I got a bachelor's in communication, and one of the reasons that I chose that degree was because it allowed me to do a huge intercultural requirement. So it allowed me to do like 4 intercultural courses, or I could do some study abroad. So it actually allowed me to do many study abroad so that I didn't have to stay in Canada in Calgary. So I chose that. May not be the best reason for picking your degree, but I wouldn't do anything different. I learned actually quite a lot in that degree that I found valuable. I could go into the topic of university, but that's something completely different. Anyways, that allowed me to do a semester in Australia. I was able to do a semester in New Zealand, and I also did a study abroad in Ireland. And from Ireland, I then went and did some exploring for another 3 months in Europe, which was just incredible, beautiful, loved it. But again, after that, I came back to Calgary and did what everyone else does, which is start an office job, go into the thing that we all think we're supposed to do, that 9 to 5. I think mine was an 8 to 4. And yeah, it was just a bit flat. So I thought it was going to be this really exciting thing, and I got in and it was just so repetitive. It was doing the same thing all day, every day. And I just really lost that passion. And I just really didn't enjoy going into work. I didn't enjoy my days. And so what I decided to do was I decided that I was going to just work a lot. I got 2 jobs. I ended up working from 8 to 4 there, and I also had a serving job. So I would basically be at work from 8 to 4, and then I'd go and I'd work from 5 until 10, 11, and then I would go home and do the same thing all over again. And basically I knew I wanted to save up a bunch of money so that I could just go and travel the world. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I just knew that I wanted to create this huge adventure for myself. And I had always had a passion for fitness and wellness, and so basically created this whole travel plan, this whole world vision for myself where I was going to travel all over the world. So I was going to start in Europe, work my way down to Africa, go to Asia, and then down into Australia. And Australia was where I saw myself settling. And obviously there's a huge amount of health and wellness and fitness and everything there. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but when I get to Australia, I'm going to have figured it out. So I saved up a bunch of money. I ended up saving, I think, like 40 or 50 grand Canadian. So, if you're in the US or pounds or anything like that, it's not as much as your guys is, but it was still a lot of money to allow me to basically travel the world and not have to work for a full year, which was just incredible. So I took off on this journey and I went to Europe, I got to Africa, and in Africa, my plans got a little disrupted. I basically, fell in love with this boy and decided to go back to the UK with him instead of finish my travel plan. So I moved to the UK. Now, this guy, he had a fitness transformation company, and that just was such an incredible experience because it allowed me to see it from the inside, to gain some of that insight into what it actually took to be an entrepreneur. Also, that is where I really got involved with the importance of mindset. So basically that whole concept was mindset, fitness, nutrition. And so it was these 3 pillars. And I had never realized before that moment how important mindset was to nutrition and to fitness. And this basically just opened my world up. And I was like, oh my gosh, mindset is the key to this, to life, to everything. And so I just did this huge deep dive into mindset and wanted to figure out how I can make this a career. And that's how I basically got into coaching. Me and that guy ended up breaking up, so I ended up moving to Australia and found a life coaching course that I could become certified in, and it just opened up this incredible journey for me. One, I loved it. I didn't work for the Coaching Masters just because that program actually wasn't around back when I did my coaching certification, but the program I did was still really amazing, and I had never felt so lit up in my life. I was learning all of these tools, all of these skills that honestly just lit me up on a soul level. I felt this huge fire in my belly and was just like, this is just the most incredible thing that I could be doing with my life. From there, I started to coach some clients. I was working in Australia and picked up some face-to-face clients, but my visa was going to end, so I knew I needed to take this online. I knew I needed to master that online space if I was going to be successful and to just open up more opportunities for myself. My visa in Australia was ending. I didn't know where I wanted to end up, and so if I could make this successful online, I knew that I could work from anywhere in the world. And that was something that was really important to me because I didn't want to go back to Canada. I didn't really see myself settling there. So I needed to be able to have adventure in my life so that I could find the place that I was meant to be, basically. So I hired an online coach, an online business coach, which just so happens to be Lewis, the CEO of the Coaching Masters. And so we worked one-to-one. He helped me to build my business online and he helped me to do a launch. And from there, I just had really good success. And about a year after working with each other, he actually had witnessed the success that I had had and invited me back on to work for the Coaching Masters as he had created it, a year down the line after we had worked together. That is how I got involved with the Coaching Masters. I run their accreditation as a workshop facilitator, which I adore because I get to help all of you guys who want to learn how to become coaches, which is a huge passion of mine because as well as my one-to-one clients, I just know the importance, the value that coaching has. I have seen it transform so many lives and I cannot do this work by myself, right? There are so many people out there and just one of me. So if I can help other people and I can help you guys out there become coaches, then it just takes the pressure off myself, saving the world one step at a time. We can all help to make the world a better place together. And so that is why I just have such a love for what I do and for coaching and to help you all become the best coaches that you can be and to, pass the torch and teach all of the things that I know and hand it back to you guys. I just find so much value in it. And it's like that pay it forward, right? I don't want to know all this information and not use it. I want to know it all and be able to help everyone out there watching this video because like I said, coaching has transformed my own life and I want it to transform your guys' life as well. Now I've since grown in the organization to where I am director of training and have some very exciting roles as well as some little secret projects that we're working on right now. Who knows? In the future, you may be watching this video and you may be seeing all of the projects to come. But until then, it does remain a little secret project. So keep your eyes peeled. But my life has just changed from working in that office job, being stuck there every day, not enjoying my life, not enjoying what I was doing, not feeling purpose, not feeling passion, just feeling drained every single day and bored, to where I wake up now and love my life, guys. I love what I do. One, I love coaching. The value, the purpose, the drive, the fire that I get from actually coaching other people is insane. I just love it. Every time I get off a coaching session, I'm buzzing. I can't do them too late at night because otherwise I'm just up so late. buzzing after these one-to-one sessions that I have because they just fuel me so much. I just get so much out of them. And where I can work from anywhere in the world, which was huge for me. So this year I have been to Bali, I've been to Malaysia, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Vietnam, I've been to the Gili Islands, I've been to Lombok. So I've bounced around quite a bit, and all the while I've still been able to coach, I've still been able to maintain my clients. I don't need to book any vacation time or anything like that. And this year has just been incredible. Like, I cannot explain how many incredible people I've met, how many amazing connections I've formed, and to be able to put myself in these spaces like Bali, where it is just surrounded by all of these people living a different way of life. You just feel this connection and inspired because everyone is, these creatives that are doing something different, and just the conversations you have really impact your own growth. And that's something obviously that I'm so passionate about, is my own growth and the growth of other people. So to be able to have these conversations is just really, really valuable and just makes your life so much better. It's so important, the people that we surround ourselves with. They say the 5 people that you hang around most are going to be, the sum of who you are. So if you're surrounding yourself by negative people, it's probably going to run off on you. If you're surrounding yourself by people that don't like what they do, that are unproductive, that are a bit lazy, it's probably going to rub off on you. If you surround yourself by people that love what they do, that are doing something different, that are creative, that are full of energy, that are full of passion, guess what? That's going to rub off on you, and that energy is just going to bounce back and you're going to feel the same. And all of this is just to say that it's just going to make you a happier, more fulfilled person. And at the end of the day, I truly believe that life is for living. I have said this in a few videos, so it may be repetitive if this is not the first one you've seen. But, we live in a time where it's never been easier to live a life that is so focused around having that work-life balance that works for you, where you can create this life of your dreams, where you can live your best life. So why would you not take advantage of that? I got to live a life where I could go to the beach every day, go to pool clubs, meet incredible people, go swimming in the ocean. I'm from Canada, I'm from Calgary. We do not have a beach or an ocean there. And we don't have it, a place where it's warm so much. From November until July, when I came back, I did not wear any sweaters. I did not need any cold clothes, except for one time I probably did need it, but that's another story. I got trapped on top of a mountain and it was freezing and it was raining. Trapped. We were on a bike, so we were still driving, but that was a bit of a nightmare. But I digress. For the majority of the time, you can really just live this life that other people don't even think is possible. That if at one point you had told me this is possible, I don't know if I would have believed that at the age of 30, I was living the life of my dreams already. And I just know that there's so much more to come. So I'm in London at the moment. I've got a few other trips planned. I'm going back to Bali in October. And I can really just create this life for myself that I adore and that fuels me. My own happiness levels have just transformed so much. And by becoming a coach, it has allowed me to become more empathetic, more understanding, more kind to myself and to others. I have a higher emotional intelligence. I can just understand people more, understand what they're going through, and understand what myself is going through. There are so many times where I've coached myself along this journey and healed different parts of myself so that I can become a better person and then can share that with others. I can become my best self, and if I'm my best self, I can help others to become their best selves. And it just becomes this flow where we are just making the world a better place. And I think that in order to be truly happy, we need to have these spaces where we can give back to others. Because if we're just living life for ourselves, I feel like there's only so much success there. Because I just think, if you are living in that space of selfishness, then selfishness again it doesn't make you happy. To me, life is about being happy. And in order to do that, we need to give back, because giving back feels good. And so it could be a bit selfish, I guess, but it just makes life so much more worth living. And I know I have just had such tremendous transformations in myself and my relationships and the ways that I view the world, that I would not have if it wasn't for coaching. You know, I was stuck in a fixed mindset where I thought that everyone was either lucky and, you know, I would never have those kind of things. And now I live in this growth mindset where I know that it's a whole process of learning and growing and making mistakes, and that I can have those things. I just need to work and evolve and develop. I fully believe that everything is possible. Anything is possible. Whatever I want, I just need to up level to that next step and it will happen for me. And I fully believe it. I fully believe that I can create the life I want. I can have the relationships that I want. I can have that dream life that so many of us tell ourselves that we can't have. You can have, because I've already started living mine, and I just know that it's going to get better and better and better. Just know that this is all possible. But it took some mindset work, right? It's not like I just was one time just all of a sudden was like, oh, here we go, like this is it. No, it took work, it took healing, it took effort to put into myself to have this perspective. And there are days that I work harder than others to, you know, weed my brain and make sure that I'm still on this path of believing in myself and believing in the possibilities and not operating from a place of scarcity or lack, and just believing in the abundance that this world has, because we do live in a time of abundance. You know, I'm told so much, like, you're so lucky for the life that you have. One, I guess they maybe haven't seen the work that I have put into it behind the scenes, but two, I also believe that I am so lucky. There are so many opportunities that just open for me, places that I have gotten into, things that just happen that don't happen for other people. And it's just because I am open to the opportunities and open to what life has to offer me. Lucky girl syndrome, if any of you guys have heard of it. It was a huge thing all over TikTok and Instagram, so you know, you potentially are familiar. But it is that thing in believing that you're lucky and luck will come. And that is honestly my life. And it's a great life to live. And these were all things that are honestly possible just because of coaching. So if you want to create a life that is purposeful, if you want to create a life that can help individuals as well as yourself, then life coaching can definitely be for you. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. Like I said, I know it's more of a personal aspect to coaching than I normally do, where it's normally more like tip focused, but I just want you to see what is fully possible. And you know, I started from someone that really wanted to escape my life, that wasn't happy with what I was doing, that was struggling with family relationships, that was struggling with themselves. You know, I had a lot of anger and hate towards others and to myself, and a lot of that went away with coaching. And you know, I'm continuously growing, I'm continuously on this journey, but it really had such a profound perspective shift where, you know, feelings of self-worth, feelings of self-doubt, feelings of lack of confidence all started to improve when I decided to go into coaching, because the things that I was learning to help other people, I could just fully use on myself, and just had so many perspective shifts and realized that, you know, things that had hurt me in the past from family relationships, it wasn't because I wasn't good enough, it wasn't because I wasn't worthy enough, it wasn't because I wasn't loved, it was just because the things that, you know, those people had done, they were doing the best they had in their own circumstance. And I was able to see that a lot of the things that maybe I'd blamed myself for in those relationships, you know, with my family, or them thinking that, or me thinking that I wasn't loved or cared about or worthy, actually those things weren't true, and my family was actually doing the best that they could with the tools, the knowledge, everything else that they had. And so it allowed me to forgive. And although I may have done things differently or didn't completely understand their point of view, it allowed me to just look at everything from a whole new life, which allowed me to move on with mine and to just be happier. When we're not forgiving, we just hold on to so much resentment and pain that holds us back. It stops us from doing the things we want to do. It stops us from creating incredible businesses because we don't think that we're worthy of them. So when you go through all of this transformation and growth yourself, it opens up all possibilities in your relationships, in your finances, in your career, in your emotion. You know, everything just becomes possible. And I have seen this transformation myself, and that's where I feel like it would be so selfish of me to hold all of this for myself, to not share it. And that's why I want to tell everyone the value of coaching, because I fully believe that we can all have these incredible transformations in order to be better, more understanding, more compassionate, more kind, more empathetic people towards ourselves and to others. So hopefully you can see how life coaching can transform your own life and the benefits that it has. And if you are in a place where you are experiencing self-doubt or feelings of unworthiness or feeling like you don't belong or you're unloved, or you have these fears that are holding you back, then this is honestly the best thing for you. And we have a incredible program at the Coaching Masters. It's called the Accreditation, and it's our, how to teach people to become coaches program. And in that, you get to coach and be coached for 12 months. And this is huge because all of those limiting beliefs, all of those fears, you get to be coached on for 12 weeks. And you get to just get them out of your system so that then you can go and help other people. So again, your transformation starts with you, and then you can help other people to experience their own transformation, exactly like I have done. And guys, the world is a more purpose-led, a more passionate, a more just fulfilled, happy, joyous place. And I honestly want us all to be out there living that life that you want to live. Your dream day is possible. It is fully possible. So what do you need to do to create that? And can you help other people at the same time? Thank you guys so much. And I cannot wait to see you in a new video. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon.